Hello, my name is Olga Lidia de Jesus. I am 12 years old. I come from the village of Llanabo in the Dominican Republic, which is in the Caribbean. I live with my father, my mother, and my two older brothers. My parents have a farm where they grow food crops like sweet bananas and plantain bananas for us to eat. They also grow cocoa that they sell for export. My primary school is a few kilometers away from my house. Every day I walk to and from school with the other children from the village. I don't have many friends to play with in the evening because the village has no electricity or running water. Many families have left the village to live in a city. Cocoa cultivation is hard work. I don't work on the farm, but my father works almost all year round. My brothers help him during the harvest time. Cocoa comes from a large tree that takes many years to fully grow. Cocoa plantations are almost like a natural forest because the cocoa tree grows under the shade of other trees. My father removes some of the shade trees, cuts the branches, and cleans up the weeds. A cocoa pod is shaped like an American football. It's sometimes red, orange, or yellow. My dad tells me that you need to tap gently on the fruit to see if it's ripe and ready for harvest. My dad takes his machete and delicately cuts the pods from the trunk, making sure that he does not damage the smaller pods or flowers that will provide the second harvest in April. The pods are put in a bag and dragged to the center of the plantation. When all the pods are gathered, my dad sits with my brothers and they split the pods in two with their machetes to reveal the cocoa seed. They have to be careful not to cut their hands or damage the seeds. The cocoa seeds are covered by a white pulp. I like to eat this pulp when I visit the plantation. It tastes kind of sweet. My dad has been a member of Block 8 of a cooperative called the CONACADU, Confederación Nacional de Cacaocultores Dominicanos, for many years. The organization was formed in 1988. There are more than 9,000 members today from all across the Dominican Republic. My dad says that before he joined CONACADU, he had no clue what his cocoa was worth. He used to receive less than 40% of the selling price of the cocoa beans, even though we did most of the work. Cocoa is a difficult crop to live off because it is only harvested in December and April. So we're only paid 2 times per year, but we have to live off the income for the entire year. By September, the money was often gone, and my mother and father would go to the local merchant and get food, products like sugar, oil, and rice under a loan. If we couldn't pay it back, we would have to give them our cocoa from the next year's harvest. Then we would have to borrow more. Many families in the village fell into a cycle of owing money. They were never able to pay back, and they lost their land. My dad tells me that with CONACADU, he knows exactly what the international price for cocoa is, and that on average, he gets it 80% of the price. Much better. If he needs a loan, he can also get it from his co-op at much better interest rate. So no one in the co-op loses their land anymore. That co-op also has a technician who helps the farmers with their growing techniques. The technician told us that good fermentation and drying improves the quality of our cocoa, which increases its value on the international market. So my father now uses a wooden platform to dry the seeds after the fermentation. He also prepares compost to make sure his trees are strong and healthy. He uses no pesticides or chemical fertilizer, and his plantation is now certified organic. A few years ago, a big hurricane hit the Dominican Republic and destroyed many homes and forests, including part of our cocoa plantation. Luckily, the co-op had built a tree nursery with the premiums they received from selling their cocoa. Through the fair trade system, we were able to replant the part of our land that was hit by the hurricane. Fair trade is a great thing because lots of people have come to visit my village. Some are journalists, buyers of cocoa, or workers for development organizations that want to work with us to get electricity, running water, and improve our schools. Having electricity would be a dream come true. My dad told me that more than 3,000 families from the cooperative now have better access to running water because of a program from the co-op using money from the fair trade premiums. This is 1/3 of all the members. Whoa, I was impressed. He also said that the co-op now has its own processing plant to produce cocoa paste and cocoa powder for export. One day the co-op might have its own brand of chocolate. Imagine that! Even though my family produces cocoa, I don't need chocolate. When the Conacadu has its own brand, it will be great to eat our own chocolate. My dad says he would never sell his cocoa again to private companies because they do nothing to improve our communities. With fair trade and the work of the co-op, not only do we have a better life today, but we feel we have a much brighter future ahead of us. The hard work of our parents and the fair trade system have given me and my brothers many more opportunities.
This is a true story. I am now 19 years old. I attend the Universidad Pública where I am studying to be a doctor. My brothers are studying civil engineering and computer science. Because of fair trade, my village now has electricity, better roads, a clinic that offers a wide variety of services, and some people even have running water.